and welcome to Study IQ English. In the last few weeks, India-UK relationship has been in the news. We all saw how once America imposed about 50% tariff on India, India has been busy in diversifying its export market. A key agenda of the Indian government has been to explore newer markets for the country, to explore newer trade partners. And in that light, India and the UK's free trade agreement was in the news. At the same time, India UK joint vision for 2035 was also in the news. So, once again, as a part and parcel of that, today the exercise Konkan 2025 is also everywhere in the news. Why is it important and how? Today it has become a great platform for India and the UK to together explore naval tactics, maritime security, and a stronger presence in the Indo Pacific. The reason? One, to counterbalance the increasing monopoly of China, and two, to further strengthen defense partnership with each other. And that's making news right now. We are talking about the Konkan 2025. This version of Konkan, that is the Konkan Exercise 2025, is one of the most important editions of Konkan that has ever been held because it all started long back. It is not a new enterprise between the two countries, but this chapter, the 2025 one, is quite important. One, because as a bilateral naval exercise, this is being conducted in two phases right now between the Indian Navy and the Royal Navy of UK. The first phase is known as the harbour phase, while the second is known as the sea phase. While the first phase is about interaction, communication, and preparation, the second phase is about practical application of technology and on water exercises. In the first phase, there is going to be a negotiation, a discussion, professional level exchange between the naval people, the naval officers, personnel. It will be about cross checking vessels, fixtures, equipment, as well as it's going to be a cultural warming down exchange. The second phase, which is a more aggressive application phase, will be about operational drills between the two navies. It will be about complicated military naval operations, for example, anti air, anti surface, anti submarine exercises, flying operations, and other seamanship technologies. So ultimately, the second phase is going to be an aggressive one, and it is important because it is also including training into newer naval technologies. Now, talking about when did Konkan exercise actually begin, then this goes back to 2004. It was in 2004 when the first Konkan exercise was held between the India and UK. It was held as a biennial exercise that happens once in 2 years only. And today, as we see the recent 2025 edition, it is also very special because for the first time we are seeing that both the countries are sending their career strike groups, the CSGs. For example, from India, we have the INS Vikrant. And what about UK? From UK, we have the UK CSG 25 led by HMS Prince of Wales. So, this is one reason why the 2025 version of Konkan is quite an important one. It's very different, it's very crucial. Second important thing is that for UK, it means another extension of its 8-month global deployment program known as Operation High Mast. So for UK, this exercise is a part of that. The larger aim is to showcase, to represent UK's increasing naval power, maritime force in the Indo-Pacific area. As I said, both the countries ultimately are committed towards a safer, rule-based, protocol-based, sovereignty-based Indo-Pacific, which is quite against the expansionist agenda of China. The exercise once again reminds how both India and the UK are committed to the policy of free and secure sea. They both are also committed to continue to strengthen their partnership, which is called India UK Vision 2035. Then, India and UK are completely in favor of an open, transparent Indo Pacific region. They want it to follow the rules and protocols that are created under the UNCLOS, that's the United Nations Convention on the Laws of Sea. If you remember, just last month, we also had such other controversies related to UNCLOS. One definitely was the Kachativu Island controversy. The another was between China and Philippines, as China was trying to invade into the Scarborough Shoal. So many times in the last few months, we have seen the importance of UNCLOS. Hence, it is important for the upcoming prelims exams next year, 26. Okay, because under the UNCLOS, ultimately we decide this exclusive economic zone. Now, with that in mind, today as India and UK are demonstrating shared naval interest, a shared maritime interest, the ultimate and the larger purpose is to act against, to protect against China's nine dashed line, China's string of pearls policy, which also represents in the form of the Belt and Road Initiative of China, which means expanding geostrategically into various areas of the world. So ultimately, these exercises have the similar purpose. This also reminds me of the very famous Malabar exercise. Now, in case you have heard about Malabar exercise, then please let me know. With which forum or with which countries does India have its Malabar exercise? That will be a good thing to know from your side. And if I say that the purpose of Konkan exercise right now between India and the UK is one, to improve each other's maritime strength, better defense partnership, at the same time also to counterbalance China's expansion, then what is the main purpose of Malabar exercise? If you know the answer, if you want to express an opinion on that, or if you want to take it up as a discussion, then please let me know in the comment box. Now, talking about the larger agenda between India and UK, the India UK Vision 2025, it is a long term plan decided by the prime ministers of both the countries to modernize defense, to modernize security partnership. It has some clear cut five goals. One is across the defense partnership enhancement, the other is across education and culture. It is about climate change, shifting towards a clean green energy. Now, this also reminds me of another news that was in the newspapers just about 10 days before. I had covered that in the Hindu newspaper analysis. How, as the India and the UK free trade agreement is being signed up, it has been concluded, there is still a lingering problem of how UK has very rigid protocols about products and their manufacturing process. UK will not permit. UK will put a heavy taxation on and fine on products that come from India who have a more environmental impact. That means products which have a higher carbon footprint from India will have heavy taxation on them in the UK markets. So there is a mismatch between India's taxation, India's fine on carbon footprint of products and that of the UK. So that was a major area of contention because that was threatening Indian manufacturers and exporters, whether this high amount of taxation will result in their income from shrinking. So that was the controversy in the news. But another agenda of the 2035 India UK vision is to work together towards cleaner, greener climate, more climate resilient technologies, and shared protocols on clean environment. This probably will also enhance the trade between them. Then there is another area that is about growth, human resource potential, and migration. So that is broadly the India UK Vision 2035. Now, apart from the current exercise that we discussed, Konkan, there are some other exercises which are a key part of this India UK agenda. One is the Ajay Warrior exercise, which happens between the armies. The third is the Indra Dhanush exercise that takes place between the air forces. All these are a key component of the longer term roadmap, the India UK 2035 vision. This exercise is being called as the Living Bridge. Living Bridge because it symbolizes the shared history, the culture exchange, the people to people connection, and the growing trade between India and the UK. So, this was in the news, a very important UPSC related event. Now, let's have a look at the question. With reference to exercise Konkan 25, which of these statements are true? One, the exercise is a bilateral naval exercise between India and the UK. It happens annually, every year. Second, the 2025 edition was held near the Goa coast. And from India, we had the participation of INS Vikrant. From UK, it was the Royal Navy HMS Prince of Wales. The third, the exercise aims to enhance coordinated operations, interoperability, anti submarine warfare, anti air defense, and marine maritime domain awareness between the countries, and the last one, it is coordinated jointly by the Indian Navy and the Royal Naval Force of UK. So which of these statements do you think are is valid? Now let's also remember that apart from components like the HMS Prince of Wales, there is some technology that UK is bringing in from Japan and Norway also. So that's a quick highlight of the whole episode. And before I take your leave, a quick reminder about the fast track batch. Yes, for those who are appearing for UPSC 2026 prelims, we have the fast track batch because very little time is left now. So if you are participating in the next year exam, then please join the fast track batch today because you will get quick, easy, extremely affordable, only at 7,999 rupees. Access to broad range of GS courses, heavy discount on the optional, CSAT, essay writing, current affairs, news events, you name it. And that too across Hindi, English, in English, all three. So if you need a professional guidance, a proper mentorship, timetable making, important areas for the upcoming exam, when you could just let us join you in your preparation, give your preparation a professional edge. How can you avail for the sale? You can use the codes live on your screen because very little time is left. Think about it. 17th October, we are ending this fast track batch sale because time is very less right now. So join us today. And if you need more information, please reach out to us. Either put it in the comment box, we will get back to you. Or you can also fill up the form in the description box of this video. And once again, you will hear from us. So take the sales today. Take the advantage so that your UPSC preparation becomes stronger and success then becomes guaranteed. Thank you so much.